Let's rub our palms. You know what to do. Bring yourself into the center. Press them together. Bring them to your heart. Breathe and slow down. With conscious awareness, turning your attention inward. Taking your focus off of this external shadow world, after effect, and tuning into cause. Tuning into your inner world, your inner senses, your consciousness, your awareness, your breath. Keep dropping in, slowing down. Relax your whole being. In your inner vision, in your mind's eye, seeing the most perfect sunrise, most beautiful light. Feel the warmth. Feel every cell of your being uplifted by the sun. Feel everything illuminated within you and all around you. With conscious intention, take this light into the body. As you inhale, drawing the light of the sun directly into your heart center. Suspend the breath and the light at your heart. Allow it to expand. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown like a fountain all around you. Clear out your space. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Suspend the breath and the light at your heart center. Expand it, see it, feel it. And as you exhale, send the light through the crown like a fountain. Make it big. Inhaling the light of the sun directly into the heart. Suspend the light, the breath at the heart center. Brighter and brighter. And as you exhale, send it through the crown in all directions. Clear out your space. Just staying in this beautiful space for a moment or two. Seeing and feeling your heart center, that mini sun within you. Radiant, bright. Seeing and feeling the space all around you. Bright. In all directions. Open your awareness in all directions. Feel yourself lighter and lighter. Lighter and lighter. You are light. More energy, less matter. More light, less density. Inhale and hold the breath. Hold it, rub your palms, inhale more. More. Hold, cup those palms over your eyes and exhale. Hold it out, no air, nourish yourself. Inhale, hold the breath. Hold it from your palms to your eyes, to your whole being. Say it to yourself, everything I need is within me. And as you exhale, float the palms down, flutter your eyes open into the space like a brand new baby. Okay. Hi guys, thanks for joining me. I've been, once again, thinking about a lot of things, noticing a lot of things, just tuning into the truth and how to make it simple. Not that I have to make it simple, but express how simple it really is. And so what is this time that we have together here on these little Sunday chats or whenever I do these chats? Some reminders of the truth, and then hopefully some practical application, if that comes through. It will, but some practical tips on how to apply this simple truth, because it really is Simple, very, very simple. Now, how much more simple could you get if you knew that this is all you? Like, there's nothing else after that. Like, your world, your experiences, everything that you're seeing, everything that you're experiencing is an expression, an extension, a reflection, a projection of you, your what? Your concept of yourself, which is your state of being. It's all kind of together, but let's just say your concept of yourself. Just think about that. Your concept of yourself. Who do you say that you are? Who do I say that I am? What is my concept of myself? Not just who I say I am. There's a lot of layers to this concept of the self, because when it's just who do I say that I am, I may say that I am something, but all these layers that who I'm claiming myself to be, I may not be exactly, conscious of everything, is what I'm trying to say. There's somebody here. Okay, sorry guys. So I hope you're thinking about your concept of yourself. And like we're saying, thank you to be aware, obviously, of what you're saying after I am, like we talked about so many times. But then, stuff comes up and you may think you're claiming yourself to be something, but then the experiences that you have, or the fears, doubts, and worries that come through, it's when those things happen, it's not to get frustrated with yourself. It's to be like, thank you for showing me, like I've said, for showing me where I'm at, for showing me what I'm not aware of. The whole thing that we're doing here is bringing more and more awareness. And so if you're claiming yourself to be something, but then there's something else showing up, or you feel weird, or it's not working out, then you have to, like I keep saying, be in integrity with yourself and say, I must think that about myself. I must, first of all, what do I always say? I must not believe that I am the operant power. I must not believe that I am is God, that I am God, consciousness experiencing itself through me in this shadow world, or in this illusion, in this projection, or whatever you want to say. But again, if you were to test it out, which you're doing all the time, mostly unconsciously, you would see that it is the truth, that the only thing to change is self, that everything I need is within me, that as within, so without. Those things have been, this is wisdom from whenever, all time. So, it can't get much simpler, like I'm saying, than everything is me. And if everything is me, good. Like, I'm glad about that, because who then can do something about it? Me. And what am I going to decide, and how am I going to decide to do it? With ease. We got to start. You can do whatever you want. Again, look, I'm just here saying some things, okay? Because why are you here? What are you here doing with your consciousness? Like, what do you think you're here not here for, but yeah, okay, what do you think you're here for? What do you think you're here doing? Or why are you listening to this? Or why are you seeking out this wisdom? It's to keep getting clearer and clearer, I think, closer and closer to the truth. Because look, this is vast. We are very vast. Obviously, we don't know everything. Obviously, I don't know everything. What I do know is that this is the only thing that makes sense. This is the only thing that makes sense, is that, and it's not just makes sense to me. There is wisdom. There's others that have, shown us the way in a way. But again, that's you. This is you. This is you seeking out this for you. I don't know if I'm you technically. Technically, I am, because we're all one consciousness. They're one consciousness. There is one cause. There is one consciousness. There is one God, infinite mind. And this is expressing itself in these ways. That's the best that we can kind of come up with. Because we're here having this experience. So what does it mean? What is this about? And then we observe all of these things in the world, and it's a lot, going on, and it's not good. A lot of it is kind of like a little shaky, a little extreme, very extreme. So like I've said, if I leave that out there, if I leave it out there, like that's them, or that's, of course, government, or of course, that's these kind of people, or whatever, anything outside of myself that I leave out there is going to stick around for me to experience in that way, unless I decide to change it. Me decides to change it. Not out there on the street, doing whatever. I could do whatever. You can do whatever you're called to do. But my suggestion is, what I'm suggesting is to make it like, what is always been my suggestion, make it fun and easy for yourself. It really isn't that hard. Like, just start deciding, okay, so we have this concept of myself. And if everything that I'm seeing is made in the image and likeness of me, my concept of myself, my awareness, my consciousness, my decisions, my assumptions, my beliefs, there's all these pieces, like we've said, the play that Neville says, there's a play, and it's like all written down, and all you're doing with your concept of yourself, assumptions, beliefs, awareness, all that stuff, what you decided is putting together the words in a certain way for your play, for your experience. So the pieces are all there, and we've been operating, again, quite unconsciously, quite sleepy, quite amnesia, you don't know that you are, that I am. You don't know, you didn't know, now you know. Okay, so now you know. So you're observing all this stuff. And again, like, what would be best? What would be the best? What would I like? What is this calling from me? What is this calling in my heart's desire? I don't want that. I don't like that. Or something is happening. And like, can you right away claim that's me? I did that without, well, whatever. You could be sad. You could have some sadness. There's a process, sometimes you feel sad. You could feel guilty. You feel all those things. Not necessary, I don't really, I think once you have this awareness and know, it's more of like an observation and, okay, what am I going to do now? It's just, yes, we've had this human experience, and how wonderful it is. How rich and wonderful this human experience, with all of the experiences we've had, whether they've been bad or challenging or scary or whatever they've been, really just when you sit and feel the totality, the total, I won't say that word, but the total of your human experience, when you feel all of that, But we can laugh at that too, like whatever. Like, no, absolutely not. So when you feel all of that, it's so beautiful. It's so precious. Feel like how sweet it is to have been having this experience and just observing everything in your world, and how, you know, seems like seems like everyone is doing their best. That might not be your best, what you think is your best, or what you would decide, but somehow you are deciding. Somehow you did decide that. So if you look upon your world, or in your screen of space, in your experience, and you see that I'm the operator of this land, I'm the operant power, you would start to soften. You would start to say, like I've said before in different ways, let me call it all back. Let me rearrange this. Let me bring some more love in the areas where I haven't maybe had some love. If you're thinking of that as an extension of you, like if you thought of you as your precious being, as this physical body, whatever this is. But when you think of it, you really I hope you really love it. I hope you really love it. So when you think of it, and you think of this vessel that you're operating through, your consciousness is operating through, and you think of this harmonious system that you have that works so beautifully and so harmoniously, unless you get in the way a little bit. But that's okay. You can get out of the way and harmonize. That's why we have all these beautiful practices, and we have all this stuff to do that we can do, and this wisdom, and but just simply make a different decision. You're loving all the parts of you. You start to tune into all the harmony. You start to tune into every cell communicating, that your consciousness is communicating with everything, and you're informing the system. And then extrapolate that out, that you're informing this system. Like I've said it many times. And so if you're informing the system, and it's all over the place, which has been our human experience. Like maybe you can think, I'm making a little turn on my human experience. I've had this human experience, it's unconscious, it's been very sweet, very precious, very, very rich in experience. Now, from all that richness, from my vastness, from all this experience, what now? What would I like to experience now? And what I'm saying is, when you start to think about informing all of your system with so much love, and then you extrapolate that out into the system, which is the same thing, this physical body, this physical world, the same material, the same, your concept of yourself, the same decisions, same assumptions, same beliefs, creating all of this. I would think, for me, like I said before, I want to shine it all up. I want to be in integrity with myself, with what I say, who I say that I am. And I extend that to every single thing. So if something comes up that is, that is not that, or I notice that I have some kind of heaviness, or some kind of judgment, or some kind of, whatever it is, I'm going to uplift it. I'm going to put unconditional love towards that, into that, about that, however you want to say it. You're going to uplift everything with unconditional love. And if everything you are experiencing and everyone in your life is a product of you, their behaviors, the way they're acting, the way they are, everything like that is from your decisions, your concept, your awareness, your I amness. What do you want to change it if it's not good? If you don't like it, And again, I'm saying you're operating as a multidimensional being in the physical plane, in this material world. It may look a certain way, like I've said, like no, or, you don't want to be around that, which is fine. But I'm saying when you're thinking of it, when you're in your state of being, when you're informing the system, you don't want to continue to think of it in that way. You would want to uplift it for yourself, imagining if that was a cell of your being, which it is. But if you knew that this is an extension of me, this is a cell of my being, do I want to, send it off in the cold and or do I want to give it life? It doesn't have to be part of, exactly part of my whole thing. You can decide that. But when your mind goes there, what I was saying earlier today too, is that if you are participating in some kind of lower way, or I don't know, it's not lower, and it's not about lower and higher necessarily, or good and bad. It's about, what do you like to experience? That's what I'm saying. It's just about what you like, and to me, okay, I'm using the words lower frequency because technically it does have a lower frequency. Anger, shame, guilt, condemnation, judgment, sadness, all that stuff does have a different frequency than love, joy, light, upliftment, all of happiness, whatever. It does, obviously. So do you like to experience those things? And if you don't, what I'm saying is, when you're thinking of a situation or a thing or a person, it is in your power, your full power, to think something different, to assume something different, to assume the best, to uplift it, to send them on their way with so much love. And you don't have to, again, say a word. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you do on this external world if it doesn't match what you've done in the internal world. That's what counts. So that's what I've been thinking about. Really, really just taking that, full responsibility. And I know we know this. I know that you guys here have been listening, you're doing the work, you read the stuff, you practice. And we can always fine tune. We're always learning. We're always revealing more. We're always coming more and more into ourselves, more and more into the truth. And so, we say that we take I take 100% responsibility. But sometimes I still notice that we will use our words or, say certain things. And look, you don't have to be perfect, that you are perfect already. So whatever you're doing is perfect expression of your concept of yourself, of who you say you are, of what you're truly claiming inside. It is perfect. So the thing is, and you're divinely perfect. Beyond all that, you are perfect. The thing is, do you want to experience that? Do you want to continue to experience that? And who, again, has the power to change that? Only you. Only you. So it's in your best interest to start focusing like that. Like really, really paying attention, super attention to what you have decided to accept as the truth. What I've said this before, we have to look at our beliefs. You have to look at your beliefs. Anything you're just accepting, as from the past, that's the past. It's been helpful to me, and I've said it before, I'm sure, to say, how do I know that even existed? When it's something from the past, when it's a memory and it's not desired, say I'm remembering someone's illness or someone's state of health from before, and I'm bringing it into the now moment, and what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm remembering their certain condition or whatever. How do I know that even existed? Where does it exist? And you might say, in the proof right now, who they are right now in front of you, they have the tests or whatever. Okay, But where's that coming from? Because I believed in it before. I continue to believe in that. I keep bringing the memory forward, and I keep looking at them with those same eyes. That's on me. And like I've said before, I don't know. I don't know everything. But what I am saying is I'm going to give it a shot. I cannot know this and not do it. If I don't do it, if I know this and I knowingly or consciously and keep bringing this memory forward and holding it in place, I'm doing that. Like, I know I'm doing that. So my point of that saying that is that even if, let's say, it fails, like even if it looks like it didn't work or they're still not that well, I don't stop. I don't care. I do not care about the evidence anymore. I have not cared about the evidence for a very long time. For a long time, because the evidence is coming from me. So it's just another clarity. It's another indicator. Ooh, I didn't really, not like spend time, but I didn't really be convicted in that. I'm not really convicted in that because look, we're very, very, we have a lot of beliefs. But it does not have to be that hard to change them. It's a decision. Like I could keep saying like, oh, I'm indoctrinated. I believe that illnesses play out in a certain way, in a linear way. Yeah, that's old paradigm. Do you want to be part of the new paradigm? I think you do. You wouldn't be sitting here listening to this. You would we want a new paradigm. Let's do something different. Want a new paradigm. And what is that? Knowing consciously who you are, who I am, and what I'm doing. And even if it's not exactly, it's working itself, the kinks out, I'm not going to stop. You persist. You don't get sad and frustrated and angry and like, oh, I did it wrong. Or why is this not working? It's not working because you're not persisting. It's not working because you don't know who you are. It's not working because you're not changing your concept of yourself. You can't expect a different result and still hold the same concept of yourself, like that you're not good enough or you're not healthy or you've never been that smart or whatever we say about ourselves, and then get sad about it. You're just making it worse for yourself. It really is simple. Very, very, keep telling yourself, this is so simple. It's all me. And then when I take that responsibility that it's all me, I'm not going to boo-hoo about it. I'm not going to get sad about things. I'm going to say, ooh, I wasn't being very clear there. I wasn't being very focused there. Okay, get my little notepad. I like a little notepad, little journal, little paper, whatever you got, your phone, whatever. I'd rather write it down. And, start writing some stuff down. What's happening right now? These are the practical tips. Here we go. See, I knew they would come. What's happening right now? Like write it down. Look at it. What is happening right now? Where did this come from? Where's the logical place? Because you could be logical. You don't need to be reasonable with your desires and what you want, but you could be logical. You could backtrack the thing to it's not that hard to figure out. I don't know. It's not that hard to figure out. So what's going on here? I feel, or, I don't know what's going on. I'm all confused. Okay, I'm confused. Okay, that's a choice. You're not confused. You're not confused. I'm confused about their actions. What were you thinking about them? What were you thinking about? I'm confused why they would treat me that way. Why would you treat yourself that way? What are you denying about yourself? Or what are you angry about yourself? Or what are you putting down about yourself? Whatever it is. And if you're truly, truly stumped, you really don't know, but I think if you start getting a little clarity, if you just write it down, say, what is happening? How do I feel? What are my thoughts about this? Anything. You could do this for anything. What is happening? Let me look at what's happening here. What do I think is happening? Why don't we say it like that? I like to lighten and loosen everything. What do I believe is happening? What do I think is happening? What is my perception of what is happening here? Because may not be that. Probably not that, but this is my belief. So what is my perception of what is happening here? How do I feel? What's the logical, where do I have any awareness of where this may be coming from? How this manifested itself? How is this presenting itself? What is my concept of myself? What has been my concept of myself? Where have my thoughts been? What have I been dwelling upon? What has been my state? You just get super curious. You start writing some stuff down, and then it's very clear. It becomes, you see it, you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, okay. Pause, like shift. Don't do that very long. You don't have to spend 7 pages of it. It's super, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right. What is wanted? It's the same formula. You've got it down now. Okay, so what is wanted? How does that feel? And who am I being as the person that already is that already has that? If I was living from the end, how would I be acting? How would I be living? And then you just do it. And you have to do it and do it and do it and do it until it feels natural. Yeah, it doesn't feel natural right away if you've been practicing another way, or if you've been thinking another thing about yourself. It's not going to be like, hey, it could be. For me, I say, oh, yeah, that's easy. I just drop it. Because once you are aware, once you know this process and once you've applied it, it's a no-brainer. You got to do it. Like, unless you enjoy suffering, unless you really like it, unless you're not happy, unless you're not in integrity with yourself. If you're not aware, see, if you still feel it hard, to like, it's hard, you're probably claiming that it's hard. It's a lot of work. You have to do all the work. Yeah, you have to do all the work because it's for you. It's for you. Who else is it for? It's for you. So do the work for yourself. Do I love myself enough? That might be a thing to look at. When people say I'm always the one doing the work. Yeah, because it's your life. It's your experience. Who else is going to do the work? Who can lift the weight for you and you're going to get stronger? Who can run the marathon for you and you're going to get your cardiovascular health? I mean, you got to do it. Or not, you could just assume that you have. You could do anything. You could do anything. Every time I claim something that's not it, I say, well, wait a minute. No, somebody could do that actually. You do whatever you want. That's what I'm saying. This is everything. It's energy. It's energy. You can arrange it however you want. Are you cluing in? Are you getting it yet? Do you get it? Are you getting it? Are you starting to lighten up? Are you starting to loosen up, lighten up a bit? Lighten up, lighten up. You're light, lighten up, and start arranging it in a certain way that uplifts you and uplifts everybody around you, in your experience. Like, that's what we do. I thrive and everyone around me thrives. So if you're like stuck or it's hard or whatever, you are not in integrity with yourself. You're not aware. There's something hiding. There's something that you are not accepting, not looking at. Maybe it feels real bad. Maybe it feels really bad. Maybe you feel bad about yourself. Maybe you're angry with yourself for not loving yourself, for not accepting that, for not allowing yourself to want what you want. If you want something, that's when I notice there's like, these are the things that I notice when people are not in integrity with themselves, like, which is okay. Like, maybe it's not even not being in integrity with yourself. Maybe it's the level of consciousness. When your level of consciousness is, you don't have enough light, you don't have enough awareness there yet to actually see it. Or maybe it's very painful. Like, yeah, maybe it feels very painful. You don't want to accept that. You don't want to accept that you've been doing that. But I hope that once you know this stuff and you love yourself and you smooth it out and you forgive and you just revise, just do it something different. Yeah, just, you don't have to be hard on yourself. You don't have to deny yourself of what is wanted. There's always a harmonious way. You can build it in that whatever I want is with ease and harmony. You're trying to figure out how to get what you want from a limited mindset, from old beliefs, from old paradigm, from logical, reasonable, old assumptions. You have to let that how part go. You have to just concept of self, fine tuning and shining up all of my assumptions when I catch them. Yeah, I must have an assumption there. How do I even know that that's true? By my memory. Do I want to keep remembering it like this? Do I want to keep remembering them like this? Do I want to keep remembering this issue, this situation like this? No. Does it serve me? If it does, great. If it doesn't, get to work. Fun work, ease work. That's also why when there's so much stuff, if you get clear, get your little questions and get curious and get clear, you could do the umbrella thing. Like, isn't it wonderful? Or, catching the feeling, saying to yourself, practicing, like everything, wow, everything always works out even better than I imagined. Like, I don't even know how. I don't even know how that happens, but it's just so good. My life is so good. Everyone is so helpful. Everyone is so loving. Everything is so harmonious. The systems are so good in this world. Earth is like one unified people, one unified humanity. Like, do it. Whatever it is, like, you got to start practicing instead of like, all the little problems. You look at those things. What am I believing? What am I assuming? Let me get clear. Let me decide what is wanted, and then let me juice that up. If it's what I'm trying to say is, if it's so many things, that you're looking at, that's when you can do this kind of blanket or umbrella thing, which I enjoy that as well. And just decide that when I do this, that means everything that I want, or everything that I am is included in that. Everything that I'm observing and deciding and fine tuning and shifting and experiencing in my internal world is included in this umbrella state, or in this umbrella, like everything is always working out even better than I imagined. And I'm in the state of being of the master of my reality. I am the master of my reality. And claim it and know it. When you look upon your experience, I did that. Okay, yep, all right. Well, fine tuning over there. Let's fine tune and let's go this way, like, it's okay. It's okay. I was reading today this book called Freedom for All. It's Neville's book, Freedom for All. That seems to be the theme that people are perceiving somehow, that they're not free. Who gives you your freedom? Who could take your freedom? Where does your freedom exist? Within you, within you. And if you spend time in that, if you big it up, if you think about, who am I being as the person that is free, you would relax. You wouldn't worry about any of that stuff. None of it. It doesn't apply to you when you are in the state of freedom. And freedom is knowing who you are. Yeah, we're free. You're free. Nobody can take away your freedom. Unless you decide so. Unless you say, this, them, that, whatever. No, does not apply. So the book is called Freedom for All. Highly suggested, of course, like every book. Freedom for All. And there are so many, listen to this one. The world is my conditioned consciousness objectified. So consciousness is not conditioned. God as consciousness doesn't have conditions. It's the infinite, the all in all. Yeah, consciousness. Okay. So the world, my world, is my conditioned consciousness objectified. So I put the conditions on the consciousness, and then it gets objectified as my world, like objects in space or whatever, the material world. That which I feel and believe to be true of myself is now projected in space as my world. If you just knew that, if you wrote it down on a paper and you looked at it every day, you would be like, okay, right, Jody, right. Yes. That which I feel and believe to be true of myself is now projected in space as my world. The world, my mirrored self, ever bears witness of the state of consciousness in which I live. If you don't like what you're looking at, what do they always say? You don't try to change the mirror. You don't try to change the shadow. You don't try to change the projection, the projector on the wall. You have to go to the slide. You have to go to the source. You have to go to you, what's being projected in the mirror. You know, not going to paint the makeup on the mirror. You got to put it on you. There's no chance or accident responsible for the things that happen to me or the environment in which I find myself, nor is predestined fate the author of my fortunes or misfortunes. Innocence and guilt are mere words with no meaning to the law of consciousness, except as they reflect the state of consciousness itself. So when people say like, well, I'm innocent, or I'm innocent of that. But what he's saying is, when you say that innocent and guilt are mere words with no meaning to the law of consciousness, because if you really don't believe that, if something in you is betraying you, if your inner thoughts, if your feelings are betraying you, it doesn't matter what you say. It's what you're thinking about yourself and what you're feeling. The state of consciousness is going to project itself out there. The state, oh yeah, here he's going to say it. The consciousness of guilt calls forth condemnation. So I'm saying, when people say to me, well, they accuse me of this and that, and I'm like, if you weren't already thinking that about yourself, if you didn't have guilt already about something, about that or something, you open the door. If you're already thinking, you already had to be thinking something about yourself for someone to show up and start condemning you for something. It doesn't happen any other way. The consciousness of lack produces poverty. Man everlastingly objectifies the state of consciousness in which he abides, but he has somehow or other become confused in the interpretation of the law of cause and effect. Like, again, you forget where it came from because you're feeling bad. This should be something you build into yourself. When you're feeling bad, when I'm feeling bad, I have to change my concept of myself. Something is going off. Like, you need to set an alarm, because that's what he's saying. You get confused about the law of cause and effect, because when you feel bad and you think that it's someone else or something else that made you feel bad, they said bad words, or they, were mean to you, or someone cut you off, or someone was whatever. Like, okay, yeah, on a certain level, you experience that, you feel that, but keeping it out there, you've forgotten, you've gone into amnesia again. You forgot that you were the cause, that the law of cause and effect, there can only be effect if the cause is connected to it, and the cause is me somehow. So you start getting curious, but you really don't have to get that curious when you're paying attention. That's why the more you pay attention, the more you do this stuff, the more you're aware of, and the less wobbly it is, the less extreme you go in your emotions. You of course have emotions, and of course you can get, like hurt or sad or whatever. It's just experience it and then decide what you're going to do with it. But these extreme, there's a lot of extreme stuff that goes on. And I'm just calling it back home. I'm just calling it back to love, bringing the love there, loving it up, lifting it up, looking at my own extreme beliefs. What have I been extremely believing and focusing upon when I think of a certain thing? What do I think? Do I even know what I'm believing or thinking when something comes to mind? Just start paying attention to that stuff, to call it out. If you're thinking of someone or something and it's less than ideal, write it down. What did I just say? What have I been saying? Where is my focus? What have I been deciding? What is my assumptions and beliefs? Okay, what is wanted? You know, if it's coming across your awareness, if you thought of it and then you're aware, like you know that you did, and it's less than ideal, take some time to shift it for yourself. Just see what you can do. Or leave it out there and keep experiencing it until it's so uncomfortable that you have to do it because you're stuck. You're like, I can't do this anymore. Okay, good. Let's do something else. It was easy all along. You could have done it 10 times ago. That's okay. That's okay. Let's revise. You did it long ago. You did it the whole time. That's why, when we do our practice, what do I say? Harmonize your entire existence. That's what I mean. It's like you just harmony through your whole experience. Yes, you have all of those gathered wisdom from all of your experience. It doesn't go anywhere. Everything that is experienced stays. It doesn't go anywhere. It's in the energy. So you gathered that wisdom and that awareness from the things that you experience. But, again, you don't have to keep remembering it in a way that keeps you stuck or hooked in. Just harmony. Harmonize your entire existence. Everything that was, everything that is, everything that will be, harmony. Light, joyful, uplifting, thriving, beautiful. Yeah, harmony, harmonious. Feels better, feels good. And you decide, you can do whatever you want. And like I said before, last thing, you don't have to tell anybody. You can tell, like, oh, that's what I wanted to say. My friend Paula is here. And, you don't have to tell anybody, but it is fun like this or helpful sometimes when you have others that are in the same, same journey or same similar adventure or same wisdom, practicing these things, remembering these things. And so Paula and I are going to do another community. We're going to do another, a conscious community. And I'm going to give you the details, but I want to say it and invite you guys, whoever wants to join with us to practice, to put into practice these things that I'm talking about and keeping each other accountable, I guess, if you want to say it like that, keeping each other harmonious. Let's say it nicely. You know what? Nothing is, I want everything ease, everything fun. It's fun to have others. Yeah, fun. It's fun to have others that catch, that catch it, that help you catch the things, to have more awareness on anything that is a little, you need a little clarity, you need a little sprucing up, you need a little oomph, you need a little boost. So an active community that is this, like, who do I say that I am? Okay, let's go. What do you want? What do you want to experience? What are we going to experience? Let's do some fun stuff, like I've been saying. And it's fun, obviously, even though it's all you, to do it with others. It's fun to do it with your friends who you have drawn to you, to have that resonance, to be a harmonious soul family or community, or however you want to say it. It's fun to do it. So, all the stuff we like, lists and, out of thin air and, pushing the envelope a little bit, pushing those whatever, perceived limitations, pushing our perceived limitations, because even that too, we can all use sometimes some inspiration. You can get a little stale sometimes in your imagination, or a little fixed in your limitations and your beliefs. And it's helpful sometimes to draw others around you, a community around you that is doing the same thing and creative. And then you're like, oh, that's a good idea. I like that. Let me try that. I want to have that experience too. And then there you go. So we're going to do it. Okay, let's breathe just a little breath like we always have to, because again, it's a lot of information. It's a lot of remembering. It's just a lot of remembering. And so you want to keep yourself integrating, organized, clear. Just, it feels so good to be orderly. so that these things can kind of, you're not all over the place. And you know that our breath and regulating the breath. And again, it's another way that I am in command of my experience because I am regulating the life force that is flowing through me in an orderly and harmonious way. And that's why it feels good. You're paying attention to life. You're paying attention to the life force. You're giving it love and you're taking care of it in an orderly way, and you're distributing it through this being. It's a very profound thing. That's why you guys are here. Okay, let's more. Looking straight ahead, smile. We have to expand our container. Inhale deeply and hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more. Expanding into the back more, into the sides more, soften more in your sides, into the front, up top, a little bit more, you can do it. One more. Now lock the shoulders down, root lock, navel and diaphragm, pull it up, activate yourself like you mean it, strong, light into the brain, and exhale, dissolve, release, relax. And again, inhale deep into the chest, hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more, expanding a little bit more. Fill it up more. I am light, more light, more joy, more freedom, more freedom. Hold, root lock, navel, diaphragm, pull it up, activate yourself, lightning bolt through your spine, into your brain. I have an enlightened mind. And exhale gracefully. Dissolve, feel the shift, feel the bliss. With every breath, bliss. Inhale deep into the chest, hold the breath. Inhale a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. You can do it in all directions. Expand more, soften, expand more. One more. Now hold, lock the shoulders down, root lock, navel, diaphragm, pull it up. See that light up your spine, into your brain. And exhale, close your eyes, dissolve, release, relax. Expand your awareness in all directions. Breathe easy. Just decide, who am I? How does it feel? Who am I being? Am I informing my system clearly? Every cell of my being, every space in between, beyond my physical body into my world, reflection of me. I am. Let's do 444. We haven't done it in a while. Fold the index finger down to the base of the thumb. Take your thumb across, touch your middle and your ring finger, and then stretch your pinky long. This is healthy heart mudra. You can bring it onto your knees or wherever. You can keep it at your shoulders. And we're going to inhale 4 sips, equal sips, hold 4 counts, exhale 4 equal sips out, and hold 4 counts out. Finding your own pace with the music, keep it slow. Find the beat. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath. And exhale, hold it out. Peace, stillness, silence. Feel the victory on your behalf. Inhale, reach, stretch your fingers. Inhale, more. Hold it, shake. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. Just sitting quietly for a moment. Just a very short left nostril breathing. Bring your right index finger to the right nostril. And just breathing in and out through the left. Slow down, soothing like the most healing nectar, in and out through the left side. Release your finger. Inhale through both nostrils. Feel the sweetness of your breath. Hold. And exhale, hold it out. Stillness, peace. Bring your hands on your heart. Inhale. And exhale. Just breathing easy, tuning into your heart. Just feeling all the love. Pouring all the love into yourself. All love is self-love. Remind yourself, this is me. Feel the gratitude and appreciation for your awareness, for the breath of life, for the truth. Just catch that feeling. Catch that feeling of relief, catch that feeling of knowingness, catch that feeling of everything working out even better than you imagined. You can keep your hands on your heart, we can bring them to prayer. Covering ourselves in the blankets of love, peace, and light. Inhale to begin. love before me, love behind me, love at my left, love at my right, love above me, love below me, love in me, love in my surroundings, love to all, love to the universe. Inhale, peace before me, peace behind me, peace at my left, peace at my right, peace above me, peace below me, peace in me, peace in my surroundings, peace to all, peace to the universe. Inhale, light before me, light behind me, light at my left, light at my right, light above me, light below me, light in me, light in my surroundings, light to all, light to the universe. Inhale for Om Shanti. Om Shanti. 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 Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.